can talk something. I'll start. Okay, so today I'm with the founder and CEO of Viewpoint AI, Kurt. And then Viewpoint AI was recently reviewed by Vancouver Venture News, Canada Venture News as one of the 15 rising startups in Canada. And then it is about AI-enhanced artificial intelligence, enhanced decision-making for humans' decision-making process. So today it's my pleasure to have Kurt walk us through the pitch deck about what the idea is about for his startup. So welcome, Kurt. Yeah.
Excellent. Yes, great to connect with you here. I'm going to share a screen and then jump right into the deck here.
I made you the host. Yeah. Perfect.
Sharing screen now, I think. All right.
Thank
Very
you.
good. So we are Viewpoint AI. We're all about enhancing human decision-making. And I started Viewpoint because I want to make better decisions. I've always looked at what I can do to make better decisions my whole life, with processing more data, understanding other people better, other experts. And so that's why I started it. And so our platform helps teams of people process large amounts of really complex information faster, more efficiently, understanding one another better, so we can make measurably better decisions together. So the problem that we're focusing on is, like, in companies, there are teams of people making high value decisions everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
But there are a lot of challenges to that. And so the results in financial loss, wasted time, missed opportunities, these are painful, but they're really just the symptom. The real underlying pain is that there's an inability for teams, large and small, to process all the information that you need to in a reasonable time that you can actually make it actionable and do anything. Humans just miss stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So that is why we started. I mean, that's what we have is our platform. Is first part of it is we can efficiently capture data from any of these sources: spreadsheets, tables, documents, all these areas. You got to we throw that into our tool. It organizes it, but it also brings in human expertise. And that's why we call our company Viewpoint, because you have a viewpoint based on your experiences and education and all the lessons that you've learned. Everyone has a viewpoint. And so we bring that interpretation of what data means, and our platform helps to organize it and structure it, and it learns what's important for what decisions so that it can help you make better, faster decisions ongoingly. So I like this idea of a brain trust, because a brain trust, it's a specialized group of people, advisors, that help decision makers. But we have a kind of a version of a brain trust where it's like a digital or an AI brain trust. So it can capture more data, organize it, give you what you need when you need it, so that it can help make measurably better and better decisions. So we give every organization or company or group of people the ability to capture their own intellectual property, the intellectual property of how you think of a decision.
Sounds cool. I'm actually thinking it's interesting that I think the foundation of how this one works is that there's a lot of commonalities between the decision-making process of experts across different industries, right? There's a fundamental similarity. Yeah.
And we can save a lot of time. The first value is like saving a lot of time, because processing information is just onerous and takes a long time. And then, how many meetings do you have to have before you find out that you're on the same page with your people that you're working with, or you're not, right? And if you're not, you want to find out, what are you seeing that I'm not seeing, or vice versa, right? We need to get to consensus. Every high value decision involves getting some kind of alignment. We all choose we all choose a certain person to hire, right?
Yeah.
I'll show you in this next example. Here on the right, we have the CEO. They have a viewpoint. Company's called Viewpoint, so we capture the viewpoint of the CEO, and then the engineering department, and then the hiring manager. There might be more. but this is an example of like, these are 3 people involved in a hiring process. And after looking at all the candidates here, we can see that they've all aligned with this person, Andrew, and as the top pick. But we see that our AI viewpoint, one here on skills alignment, we can see that our AI has also done a review of the candidates. It's like a self-check mechanism, right? There's so much data flying at decision makers all the time. We just miss stuff. So here it's confirming that the AI has picked up that this person does align with the skills required for the job. But it also has another viewpoint of team compatibility. This person may not be the best team player. So it's a good candidate because it checks off a lot of the boxes, but it might not be good enough. So we got to look at the business objective. So the most important thing of a decision is get to a go, no go point fastest. Right. And understand why. Because now if we understand that, if we can see that this person's not the best team player, right? We can now look at our business objective and hey, is this important or not important? You know, for the job, right?
The hard skills or the soft skills.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So whatever, this is how an example of how we can go through very high value decisions, because the cost of making a wrong hire is very expensive. You have to go and try to find someone again, involve a bunch of team players to review 100 or more applicants, go through the process all again and train the person again, get them up to a level, and you figure out that the cost is estimated to be 1.5 to 3.5 times their annual salary of getting this decision wrong. Right? Turnover is a problem. So this is just one example. Like hiring is one of many areas in the recruitment area. We have many other applications.
Right. Besides hiring, what others, for example? Like urgent acquisition or exit and all those like big decisions, for example. Like
absolutely. If there's a procurement decision, that's, you know, you're assessing numerous vendors for their quality and delivery, and you have a team of people. So you're getting to the right vendor and understanding, you know, why this vendor, and you can audit it and justify your shareholders or your team or whoever, like why you got there. Another area would be investment decisions. Right? Instead of people to hire, you might be looking at 100 or more deals that come to you and your investment team every month. Right? The first decision is going from 100 to 50. And then the next decision is going from 50 to your top 20. And then from 20, you're going to do even more due diligence and screen out some of them, and you get to maybe your top 5, your top 3. Right? So we add the most value where there's a series of multiple repeatable decisions, because then we can refine the process and optimize it, and even automate many of the parts in that. We can collect data that's not being collected right now, and we can train an AI to be an advisor and a participant in this process. So it gets smarter and smarter the more we use it.
Sure. Sure. We can learn more about the business.
So there's other things out there. Like one big distinction is like, I don't want to be put into a box of visualization software, management information systems, a CRM or something like that. We involve aspects of all of these, some of the best aspects of all of these, because humans we need to visualize it, but we're not a visualization software only. What makes us really unique is that we are very highly collaborative, and we can get to a decision fast.
Okay. So it's decision making for the decision maker directly. Sure. Yeah. So
the market is, everyone knows that AI is a big thing and creating a lot of new value in the world. But we fit into this AI ecosystem or space as a decision intelligence tool, decision intelligence. And so it's a very fast growing piece of the whole AI world,
Yeah.
right? And according to Gartner, it's growing one of the top trends of 2022. And our customers are teams of decision makers and companies. And we're focusing first in this area of recruitment. So if it's recruitment related decision,
Right.
That's just rife with a lot of inefficiencies, and we can provide value
Right.
fast.
Right.
And then we move into investment and other procurement types of decisions and
Sure.
other decisions too. So we have a sales funnel, we have numerous sales agents in place, and we just get a lot of referrals.
Gotcha. Yeah, what's your existing clients, for example, and then your current revenue or revenue
Right.
generating?
Right. So this company right here, Open Education Technologies, is actually our first client. We just signed them last week or really recently. They're in the recruitment space. So the recruitment, but specifically university admissions.
Yeah.
Because there's a big problem with university admissions. So they're our prime customer. They have a license, but they're also going to be selling subscriptions of our platform to their customers, which are universities across the United States.
I see.
So it's going to be growing in revenue ongoingly because they'll be selling our
Yeah, I understand.
So,
For helping them recruit students, for example, right? For the
exactly.
college and yeah. Cool.
If you're reviewing 30,000, 50,000, 100,000 students every quarter or every semester, that's a lot of that's a big challenge, right? You got to anyway. So that's what we help with, and then we go further into the recruitment area where we have a sales funnel, and then we get more into the investment area as well.
So for example, Boeing and some of the other the big companies, so have you already reached partnerships agreements with them already, or
we've had several calls.
questions?
We know that Boeing and the other companies in the aerospace and defense area,
Right.
we're talking to 35 of the largest aerospace and of the top 100
Yeah, exactly.
aerospace and defense companies.
Yeah.
It's just a longer sales cycle. I
Right.
have the seeds planted, the relationships are building. It's just like getting it into them. We're not
The
we know
defense
it's going to
industry
take
is
a while.
definitely very lucrative, by the way. If you can get into it, if you can crack that, like you can crack a lot of other industries that'll just blow up. So for these aerospace industries, it's also for recruiting people or engineers or like people working for these companies primarily.
Well, yes, because this is like an entry point.
Yeah.
Because once we show value in the company and they're using us, well, we will spread virally within the company, because then there's procurement decisions, there's board meetings, there's strategic decision makers, tactical decision making, there's supply chain decisions, right? This is our entry point is in the recruitment. And we'll go from there.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can go to
and our business model is B2B and B2B2C. Right. And so, we're selling monthly and annual subscriptions to teams of decision makers and companies. So, some of it is, just so there might be a freemium, just depending on the enterprise client. But it goes from $49 to it might be an annual subscription of $500,000 to larger teams, such as in Boeing.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's always a way to upsell, because they're going to be using more tools accordingly. And the customer lock-in is very strong, because if we are holding their data in our tool, adding more value to their own IP, they have to continue to pay us to get access to it. So that's a very strong aspect.
Cool. Awesome.
So Open
revenue forecast.
Yeah. We think we can ramp up right now. We're in a early revenue, but we can ramp up this pretty fast.
Mhm.
because we have a product that is starting to sell right now. We have a sales funnel. We
Mhm.
think that we can get to around 400,000 just between now and the end of the year. And
Mhm.
then over a year and a half, we think we can ramp up to $3 million in ARR.
Mhm.
And yeah, so that's what our growth plan is. And this is an example of, just this one customer. They're going to be selling us to universities, which are very big clients as well. And this is just one representation of what our sales funnel looks like.
Okay, sure, sure. Yeah, so
Our
are the
our
founders.
team,
Yeah.
yeah. It
Yeah.
all started with the three founders here. It came out of the aerospace and defense industry.
Mhm.
Previous versions of this technology have been used on very high value, multi-billion dollar decision-making projects
Mhm.
by Dave Hawkins. He's the chief visionary that we're building around.
Mhm.
And we have and a co-founding team over 80 years of experience in these high value areas such as data science, decision intelligence, recruitment, all these areas that so that's how we know that there is a need and demand, and now we can deliver a product to them. And this is our rest of our management team.
Mhm.
And our development team. This is a really core part of our company
Yeah.
because we want to build off these. These guys are wonderful. They're the foundation. They really know what we're doing. Back end, full stack development, and then the front end and UI UX there's going to be quite a demand on this. So we have the foundation of an amazing team, and we want to build off that with our next financing.
I see. I see. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah.
So up to now we've raised 1.5 million.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
have a team of 10.
Mhm.
And we have a core product, sales funnel, first enterprise customers,
Yeah.
and we're looking for $2 million in C2
Right.
financing for an 18-month runway.
Okay. Okay, I see. So, may I ask about the $2 million financing? About what are your plans for the $2 million? Like, how are you going to use it to grow your revenue or sales funnel, for example? And then, are you planning to make your startup like an app, or is it going to be web based, or is it going to be subscription based? Better, yeah.
It'll be a subscription. So it'd be every person like you and me, if we're making decisions together,
Yeah.
it'll be like $49 a month to start with.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so and now that grows incrementally depending on how many people we include in our decision.
Okay. Okay.
So we're going to scale because it's very viral. Decision making is really viral.
Yeah.
We humans just ask other people,
Mhm.
what do you think about this? And we include them in the decision.
Mm.
And when we can capture that knowledge and reuse it and refine it, that's what we offer.
I see. I see. I see. Okay. Interesting.
And
Yeah.
your other question, I
For
think
the 2 million, how are you planning to use it on different
right.
aspects? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're going to still there's a lot to do with our product. Even though it's ready to go, there's
Yeah.
always going to be
Yeah.
continuing to grow it. I have another 5 positions that I've already identified that I want to hire. I want a QA person, I want a DevOps person, I want another backend
Mm.
developer, just so we can go faster. Because selling to one client is one thing.
Yeah.
Selling to 1,000 or 10,000 or 1,000,000 is another story, right? So we
Yeah.
know that we have to prepare our platform so that it can really scale at the speed that we know we can at some point.
Okay. Sounds good.
So and then we're going to be shifting. I bring in all the sales,
Yeah.
but I'd like one more. And we get a lot of referrals. We
Mhm.
have a backlog of like some customers that we're starting to bring on, but we're going to be picking up the momentum, and we're going to be putting more money into user experience
Yeah.
type of area because it's so important. It has to be
Yeah.
simple. We take
Exactly.
something really complicated,
Mhm.
like multi-stakeholder evaluation, kind
Yeah.
of like high-value decisions, and make simple so people can use it. So we're always going to be improving on our user experience.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay. Yeah, honestly, regarding decision making, it's well, even if it can be a rational process, I think for a lot of high level decision making process, a lot of the stakeholders would like to still get involved about like what's the rationale for your AI to make that decision. So I'm just wondering how do you, for example, convince, or how does your AI just convince or make sure that it, for the stakeholder from their perspective, how do you keep them subscribing to you, convincing them it's like a best decision, or the factors that you're considering in the decision making process? Like what are generally the factors that the AI would absorb? I would just
Yeah.
curious. Yeah.
So we work with human AI, human and machine.
Yeah.
And because humans do something that machines don't do very well. We understand the shifting circumstances, maybe morals or values, and so, but machines don't do that. But machines do something really well that humans don't, and they can find trends in billions of data points.
True.
That trend might be important,
Yeah.
but it's just too much data for humans to really get. So that's the need that we fill, right?
Yeah.
And I'm really interested in if you and I and our decision team
Yeah.
makes a decision,
Yeah.
okay, and it turns out well,
Yeah.
a good outcome, and we don't know why, we just got lucky.
We don't know
I'm
why.
into
Most of
luck.
the time for hiring, especially.
Yeah, hiring or investing into the right company,
Yeah.
great. Like, what were the factors that led to the best outcome? Because
Right.
I want to repeat that. Okay. And if we don't know what those factors are, we just got lucky. I'm not into luck. We're into science. So we go like, and if we get lucky, great. Like sometimes, but I don't want to rely on luck.
Yeah.
And I'm really like data. We work with all the data points, but we bring in the human with that.
Yeah.
If one thing that humans always do is that we always ask someone else.
Right.
Someone else could ask a question that
Yeah.
you or I didn't think to ask.
Exactly.
That could be invaluable to the outcome of a decision.
Right.
And I want to capture that because that's really valuable and I want to reuse it. I call that insight.
Insight.
And human insight, because someone else has the insight we didn't think of yet. So that's why we want to include them. But it's really inefficient. We can bring a lot of efficiency to this capturing of knowledge part. And if you and I take out 10 experts for coffee for 10 days, we're going to be able to amass more insight from the 10 people.
Totally.
But I don't want that adds more value, of course, but I don't want just 10. I want 10,000. I want to capture human expertise at scale.
Yeah. Interesting. I would say this is definitely a very good platform for enhancing human decision making with like machine learning and AI, because a lot of the times we have AI and machine learning and a lot of companies and people are like resistant to it, but we have to know that we can use it for our own advantage, and instead of being like intimidated by it or like it's outsmarting us. So definitely a very good platform that can help us with our decision making processes for companies and different industries. So so thank you very much for the presentation, and I believe that the company has great potential, especially with your existing sales funnels and the existing clients. So like just let's see if some investors might be like interested. I will
Perfect.
just
Be happy to meet them.
yeah, for sure.